No producer in the background here. It's just me and you, Brian. Let it be known that we do not overwork our executive producer, Dareb. He's amazing. He gets the job done, and he does have vacation days that he takes. So just us two today. But yeah, I'm excited to get into a few topics surrounding UpTik, but also just social commerce in general. Your thoughts on TikTok Shop, some of the AI stuff that's going on, maybe some of the new features that I just actually made an episode about. How they're bringing back eBay essentially with this pre-owned kind of style of selling, and you have live bidding. So we can get into a lot of these things and more. But Brian, thank you so much for joining us today to talk about all of those things and then some.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So give us a little background on your role and your upbringing in this social commerce space and how you got started, what drew you to it, and why you stay in it to today.
Yeah, that's a great question. I started off basically after college in tech. I've always been in like the tech world, so started my career at Uber, and then did a stint at Google as well after Uber. So always been in tech, never social commerce, right, or never e-commerce. And then landed the opportunity of TikTok when I started at TikTok. It was when TikTok Shop was beta staged. So at that time there was um, nobody really knew what TikTok Shop was. It was just kind of like an idea that they
Right.
were having. And so I came in, and honestly, for my career, it was great. I learned so much about social commerce, about e-commerce, about where it was going, and really got to build it from like the inside. I got to build it from beta to the launch, and then almost to what it is now, right? When I first started, I was a business development manager, so we were trying to entice sellers to even try us because people were like, "Why? What is this? Like, why would we try it out?"
Right.
And so
I'm
that
watching dancing videos. I'm not going to buy something on this app. That's
exactly,
crazy. Right.
exactly. And so, but slowly but surely, the media started picking it up. People started talking about it, and I think we did a good job at also promoting it. Awareness with the right groups, with a lot of Amazon sellers and Shopify sellers. And so yeah, I built that after I did some of that business development on the beginning stages. I moved over to the partnership side, and so I helped build out our partnership ecosystem. So like Velocity Sellers, for example, I believe, you guys became a partner of TikTok Shop as well.
Yes. Yeah, that's I guess something we have to disclose. We're TikTok people, but we're also partnered a little bit with UpTik as well. So this is not insider trading. We're actively working together. So don't sue us, Department of E-commerce and the U.S. government. They have too much going on anyway. They probably would never get to it. Those hacks. Anyway, yeah. So you started you got your e-commerce start in TikTok. What led you to UpTik? And again, what kind of
Mhm.
keeps you in this crazy, tumultuous e-commerce world?
That's a great way to put it. It's so crazy and so I would say, I mean, it's exciting. I think it is the future, right? I think habits are changing, consumer shopping is changing. And this I would call it like a digital mall or like a digital marketplace. I mean, it really is just changing the game for many people too, right? It gives the opportunity to many people who may not have had it before. Where what I saw from the TikTok angle was you can be a small mom and pop brand, and you can really, if you lean into the and you can do the right, the affiliate operations, the running a couple ads, and even trying out the live selling, you could really make a couple videos go viral because you can't really predict that algorithm, and it just kind of takes off on its own, which is insane. And so that's kind of what led me to Uptick, which is, I'm head of partnerships at Uptick now. And yeah, I mean, Uptick, we're basically, somebody told me this the other day at one of my old colleagues at TikTok. He's like, "You left the ship, and now you're like on a buoy." So we're still in this. It's still in like this TikTok ecosystem, right? But it's
Right.
just in a different area of it.
You're still in the ocean, just on a smaller boat.
Exactly.
Which is interesting to think about too. But it sounds like you made the right decision. It sounds like you have a good time here at UpTick. Are you enjoying this episode's content? If you are, make sure to like and share so that all of your friends can also enjoy this episode and its content. And also, while you're liking and sharing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all things e-commerce, all things Velocity sellers. When you subscribe, you will get access to a variety of different episodes. You'll get our main episodes, which include me talking to different experts in various fields of knowledge that know a lot more than I do, so it'll give you a lot better information. You'll also get access to our exciting showdown episodes where two e-commerce experts will go head to head on hot topics in the e-commerce world and what they disagree on and what they might agree on. And then you'll also get access to the e-tail report, which is essentially the latest news around the e-commerce world, spoken to you by me, telling you all the information that you might have missed and all the headlines you might have missed in the e-commerce world. So make sure you join and subscribe to stay ahead of the curve and also be a part of our Velocity Sellers family. We've really enjoyed working with you guys on a few of our partners, a few of our TikTok accounts already. And I'm excited to get into more of what UpTick is. For those listening, they probably have heard of TikTok Shop, um, or just TikTok in general, but they might not have heard of UpTick. And I know a lot of our audience is sellers that are either on TikTok Shop already or looking to get into it. So I'm excited to get more again into what UpTick does and how it best um, connects sellers with success on TikTok Shop. So, um, tell me about that. Tell me more about what it is that Uptick does that makes you guys crucial to maybe helping grow success, and really how it again, like I said, connects people, helps people succeed on TikTok Shop.
Yeah, yeah. So the reality is the TikTok marketplace, the affiliate marketplace can be almost like a black box, right? It's very difficult
Hmm.
to navigate. And so that's where Uptick comes in. It really just automates all of those functions for a seller or for an agency managing sellers, right? Back in the day, I would say a company would probably need to hire an entire, affiliate management team in order to do these things. And now you might need,
Right.
one or two people plus Uptick and you can get it done,
Hmm.
right? And so what it comes down to is it helps outreach all of the affiliates on the marketplace at the click of one button. So instead of having to manually do that labor where you're sending out message by message by message, which you would have to do if you're just doing it on TikTok, uh,
Hmm.
Uptick makes it easy. It's just a one-click button, makes it all go out to the affiliates. You're able to manage these affiliates, create these, it's a because the outreach is just like one part of it, right? There's like this,
Right.
you're catching this wide net, but I think where Uptick really comes in is the post after that. What happens after that, right? And so we do a lot of post management where you can set up like after you make your first sell, then you have an automated response where you're maybe you're trying to get these creators into a Discord because really it's all about cultivating those relationships with the creators, finding the right ones that are going to help your product and then maintaining those relationships, right? And building this community with them.
I think to almost pull back a little bit, I think a lot of people are confused potentially that are not on TikTok yet that know, okay, you need to have UGC and you gotta have people show off your product, but to go back a little bit, can we talk more about sort of the toolkit that Uptick offers and why each of the different tools are beneficial in what areas of TikTok? So you mentioned influencer connections, things like basically like scaling sales on TikTok and affiliate outreach. So what are the importance of each of those aspects, and then how does Uptick help manage each of those individual things? If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would say the reality is 75-80%. I don't know the exact number, but about almost 80% of GMV on TikTok Shop is affiliate driven, which is a huge number. So that's why, I mean, to me, that's why I
Wow.
made that
Yeah.
that 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 decision too. I think affiliate operations is the bread and butter of TikTok Shop. You need to have a strong affiliate arm. If you're, I mean, this is a controversial, but you've seen what they're doing with like the ads. It's all GMB Max only now. And so I know
Right.
some people are upset with that. Some people like it because it's easy. Um, pros and cons right there. But that's because again, I think the affiliate operations is what's driving those viral videos. In my personal opinion, I think you need to have maybe a combination of everything to have a good, to have a good shop. You need to have some brand identity on the main page, so some good UGC content, maybe the founders, going live to talk about the product because people buy into that. Um, Affiliate arm again, main, and then you run some ads on some of those viral moments and some of those viral videos.
Hmm.
That's to me the perfect TikTok shop flywheel.
Algorithm. Okay, and I do want to talk about the flywheel as well because I know that I noticed doing some research for this. I was looking at your website and that caught my attention. But okay, so that makes a little bit more sense there on just the aspects of TikTok Shop that I feel like are behind the scenes that people don't realize are necessary but are important for growth. The same way that you look at an Amazon account that's doing millions a month and you don't see all of the SEO research and all of the keyword development and all these other extra things that go into it that again you wouldn't think about or you wouldn't know unless you're really in the weeds there. So
Mhm.
um, interesting to see, interesting to think about. Do you think there's one of these features, and they all are important, of course, but do you think, in your experience at least, which of these features do new users maybe tend to get the most either immediate benefit or that what's one of them that they should be really focusing on early on
Yeah.
with your software or even without?
Yeah. I think it's using, our software UpTick to get out of that cold start phase because we can
Ooh,
really help a brand get out of that cold start phase. As long as you have as long as a brand comes in, they have a little bit of budget to spend maybe on some samples. That's really all that's required. Because if you have the money to
okay.
spend, some commission to give to the creators, and well, the commission just comes from their sales. But if you have some budget to give on some free samples to these creators, then you can get out of that cold start phase using Uptick. Because as long as the product is good for TikTok Shop, the sales are gonna come and the sample requests are gonna come from the affiliates. I mean, there's a ton of affiliates on the marketplace now. And what we
Yeah.
do is we have parameters where you can find the right ones for your brand. And how we do that, is we have an
Hmm.
AI. We just launched this. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Oh,
The AI creator search,
okay. I
really
think I've heard of
exciting
it. If
stuff.
not, let's pretend I did not. Walk us through it.
So the AI creator search is really exciting, especially for a new brand coming onto TikTok, because you can go on there, you put in some keywords. All you got to do is I want moms in Nashville with 5,000 in GMV or more, and it'll populate all of the moms um, in
Hmm.
Nashville with 5,000 GMV or more. You can look for literally anything. It's an AI. We call it magic search because you can literally search anything, find these targeted list of creators. You create these list of based on the on what you're searching, and then you can target them for your brand specifically. And that's our newest feature. I think it's game changer. And it's really good for brands to get out of that cold start phase, but also just post management as well.
Right. And not to go too deep into this, but how is it that you know that they're do they submit that information not to go back to when TikTok got sued for data, selling information, but are they taking this information from these affiliates or do the affiliates put them put them put that information into them or is they just basing it off of the videos that they create already? What can you reveal that or is that like a trade secret?
Well, I'm not a developer, so I really don't know like the behind the
Um,
scenes what goes into it. But I do know that all the information is what's listed on the TikTok. So like if you go on if
okay.
you go on somebody's TikTok, all it's doing is grabbing like the bio. It's kind of
Right.
reading all the videos that they've posted. So it's not taking any like personal data other than what's given and
Right.
shown on the main page of TikTok.
That was a very funny, I think it was like 12 hours that TikTok was banned. My good buddies were visiting from back home. We lived in Texas at the time, and, I just remember them they're both big TikTokers. They still are, I'm sure, but, shout out to Sean and Tuna. And they were both just like, "What are we gonna do? It's banned. It's gone forever. It's on the App Store. It's off my phone. I can't even open the app." And then all of again, 12 hours went by and it was fine. So it was very interesting. But okay, cool. So that makes sense to think about. And I have one more joke. This will be like in 20 years, it'll be like, where were you when TikTok got banned? It'll be like up there with like some of the other, other. I say this as trying to as be funny as possible, comparing TikTok to like horrible events. Like, where were you when Michael Jackson died?
Hmm.
And all this stuff. So where were you when TikTok was banned?
It
But
was
anyway,
it was kind of a horrible. People freaked out.
right?
People freaked
A
out
lot
when
of
that
jobs.
happened.
I can only imagine in from our perspective as an
Mhm.
e-commerce agency, if Amazon got banned or something, if they said no more Amazon, it's too powerful, break up the monopoly, I would say, well, what are we gonna do? So I can see how that would be. I didn't think of that at the time because I was just laughing at my two friends who were genuinely be like, "Oh my god, what am I supposed to do?" Is that there's not 40 other social media apps that you can do that on. No offense to TikTok, but I know it is definitely unique. Um, and now I've completely lost my train of thought of where I was going next.
Well, what I was
But
gonna say is at the end of the day, like,
yes,
look how many the good thing about TikTok is look how much companies it's built out like Uptick is built out of a TikTok necessity, and then also all
right,
these creators who are able to make, crazy amount of income just
a living,
a
yeah,
living, yeah, posting videos, which is so I think it's opened up this, back in the day, maybe in 2011, it was Uber that did this with the gig economy, and I feel like now
right,
it's the creator economy. So it's like a
right.
new open world of opportunity.
Now it's the creator economy. I'm gonna write that down for our potentially the thumbnail, for the episode. I always like to pull a quote from the guest, and so we'll put that in potentially. You might say something more prolific later, but I like the creator economy. Creator. Anyway, I want to get into a few of the other features at Uptick before we get into also some speculation and some just other discussion on TikTok and the e-commerce where it's going in general. But we talked about you mentioned the flywheel, and that's one of the services, right? Is the viral flywheel. Can you talk a little bit more about how that works from a user's perspective and how that relates to maybe some of the success stories that you've seen with Uptick?
Yeah, so that's another cool function that we have is before we get into the flywheel, it's called the social listening tool. And so again, when it's a brand, and this is why we are so helpful for cold start brands and also post. So we're helpful for cold start brands because you can go on our social listening tool and you can actually look at over 40,000 shops. So say Goli, for example, they're a really top performing brand. You can go on their
Mhm.
profile within Uptick. You can see all of their affiliates, everything their affiliates are like GMV, what they're driving. Plus, you can see all of the viral videos that those affiliates are posting for Goli. So again, when we talk about that targeting and all of that, you can also target those specific ones by creating this flywheel. So you could create this flywheel or call it creator brief flywheel, where you're giving inspiration to the creators. And so they don't have to start, it's again, it could be a black box for a creator to just go on there and hey, okay, I
Right,
received this product. What am I gonna do about what am I gonna post for? What am I gonna do?
right,
And this eliminates that entire the need for that because we can within Uptick you can create this creator brief, um, aka flywheel, where you can attach the videos that your competitors are doing, or if you have your own viral videos, you can post your own videos as well. Send them to the creator.
hmm,
Send some interesting hooks to the creator, and even attach a PDF, right? If you have like a certain script you want them to follow, and again, it just helps with that we don't want the creator to receive the sample and be lost. We want the creator to receive a sample and know exactly what to do next. And that's
right.
where Uptick comes in, and it helps with that post receiving of the sample. What do we do now? Here's our creator brief.
Right, I would say a creative brief is what we do with our partners about, like, what are you looking for? Don't just let us go off on our own.
Mhm.
Um, give us some instruction on your brand guide, all this kind of stuff, what we can and can't say. Like what not to joke about and all those kind of things in the video. It's very interesting. Okay, so on that, and this is something I always like to ask for real world experience. So I saw there's a couple case studies on there. You've seen accounts grow in GMV by several 100% in just a few months. Talk to me a little bit more about some real world experiences or some client stories, if let's say, and it could be business stories, it could be even creator stories that you've connected people with and something like that. But what stands out in particular from your time at Uptick? What is a real case study that you can share story that has stood out to you since you've been there?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that the thing is, TikTok Shop is hard, and if you're not, people give up on it, right? And so I think Uptick, what I've seen my time at Uptick is it allows people to not give up on it because you see results so quickly, right? I'm not saying you're gonna go from 0 to $1 million, but if you
Right,
could be a brand, and I've seen this firsthand, like you could be making, maybe a couple thousand a month, right? If you're not using Uptick, you come and you plug it in with our platform, and you could easily scale that up to 100K per month. Like that's I think the magic of Uptick and of our software is that it the attrition rate is a lot lower because you start seeing results, and so you're like, "Huh, this could actually be a channel that's worth exploring. I should invest, more into it," right? Because right now I think TikTok is still it's a discovery platform, and it's still some people are not so bought into it, especially brands who are coming from the Amazon space that are maybe performing really well on
Yeah.
Amazon. And so they're like, is it for me? Is it not for me? But once they plug it into Uptick,
Yeah.
once they see those results go from a couple thousand to 100K per month in GMV, then I think that's where it really uh, makes a difference.
It's very interesting as, again, someone that does sales on top of the podcast here, it's very interesting to try and sell TikTok to the current brands or even to people that we are just meeting for the first time, just pitching for the first time, aside from brands that we've signed already, we're doing their Amazon. It's very interesting to see the difference in responses that we get, whereas more long and maybe you have the same thought or maybe you disagree, but more of the long-standing companies that have been doing this for a very long time, even that have been on in retail before they were on Amazon, are just like, "I'm not getting on TikTok. What do I need to be on TikTok for? There's no one on TikTok's gonna buy my products." And to be fair, sometimes they might be right. I don't know how well some things like, washing and drying machines sell on TikTok or, things that you wouldn't normally expect. I think the better item for TikTok is this small, reusable, easy to ship items.
Mhm.
Um, but it's also a weird where some of these companies will say, "Oh, I need to be on TikTok. I don't care what it takes. I need to be on there." So it's weird, and that they're the same demographic of people that we're talking to. Will have the very very different, different results, and I think it's very interesting to see that and to see how far e-commerce has come, and also to again, I want to get into speculating about where it's going, but it's really weird to see and th and I'm going on a rant here now on a tangent, but the thought of TikTok is very interesting. It went from Musical.ly, right, which was like I don't even remember, like the covers of songs that people would just sing over,
Mhm.
and then it was dancing videos and funny trends, and now you're buying stuff on it.
Mhm.
So it's a bit of a weird transition, but I do think it's important now. We have marketed ourselves as an omni-channel, and one of the big ones, of course, is TikTok. It's becoming this much more. It's expanding rapidly, which is very interesting. That I don't think maybe most people would have guessed a couple of years ago.
Man,
So
I just saw a stat. It just came out in a report. TikTok Shop last year, from what they did last year to this year, first half of the year, they doubled their. I think it's like
right,
5.8 billion or something for the H1 of 2025, which is crazy. I think last year was like two. So they're
kind of nuts.
it's I think it's nuts. I mean, I think
Yeah,
it's year three of the app, or year three of TikTok Shop as a player in the
right.
TikTok space. Um, but that to me, that's
Almost
insane.
got banned.
Almost
And
got
now they're
banned.
doing this. It's truly kinda crazy. Um, so I do wanna get into that. So let's just jump into that. Maybe we'll go back to some more uptick questions, but from where you sit specifically, Brian, from where you sit and really from where uptick sits as well, this can be a two-part question. From where you both sit, but you first, what trends are you noticing it's the day of this recording is August 13th, 2025, so we're almost halfway through August. To scare all of people out there, we're actually closer to 2050 than we are to 2000. Horrible, I know. But we're going into the quarter four, sort of almost 2025, what are you seeing in influencer driven e-commerce and social e-commerce and in trends in general? What are you noticing that might affect the rest of the year and the years next following?
Well, there's two things. I think people want closer relationships to the creator. So I think people want a way to build real connection and feel like the connection with that creator is organic, and not so much of just sending out samples to no prevail, right? They wanna
Mhm.
have cultivated relationships, but not but again, I think the industry changed to where back in the day, you could pay, a big time creator a lump sum of money for a video. People don't want that because that's
Right.
not organic. So I think it's
Right.
about the relationship management, building these create and the creators wanna be brands too. That's what I'm noticing. A lot of these creators wanna start their own They want to they see, hey, I'm making all this money as a TikTok shop influencer. Why can
Right.
I, make my own products? And then the fact is they can. They are they
Right.
are the engine that drives TikTok shop and that drives this affiliate marketplace. So I think that we're gonna see a lot more creators entering the space as brands, like, they're them becoming brands and building their own products, and I do see that kind of, like, shifting, and I know TikTok has a priority on talent agencies and people who are managing these creators to help them get to these levels. TikTok is focusing on that as well as live streaming, of course. I think live streaming is one of those things that's also
Right.
slowly but surely, starting to pick up.
Right. Amazon tried it with, I
Mhm.
forget what the program was called, but, I think it was just called Amazon Live, so really unoriginal. But, that is something that when it first came out, everyone was like, "We have to do those. We have to get a live. We have to do a live stream of the product." Um, and I remember they had like a TikTok style thing in their app where you could scroll and like watch the replays of them. But again, it's just not TikTok. TikTok went the other direction. They mastered the scrolling of the video first and then said, "Hey, here's items that you can buy these items." So yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. Are you and is anyone else at Uptick or Uptick as a the more I guess really the question is where is Uptick going to stay ahead of the trends, or to adapt and to evolve? Like, what are you guys I normally say this for the end of the episode, but what are you guys working on? Like, what's next at Uptick, to sort of complement this style of where e-commerce is going?
Oh, there I think that's all we do. We're really just we listen and we develop. Like, we're trying to stay ahead of the
Yeah.
curve every day. I think one of the what things that we're launching right now to kind of cultivate those relationships with the creator closer is we're doing creator contest within the Uptick app. So I don't know if you're familiar with like the goalie with what goalie does. We're like, hey, we're if you hit this GMV, you can get a Lamborghini. I don't know if they do these
I have not.
contests. Yeah, so
Hmm.
they they almost like entice the creator to, hey, if I'm, why not? I can win this Lamborghini. And then there's a whole bunch of other smaller prizes like, you can win an iPad or you can win some cash or a trip to the Bahamas, whatever the case may be. So we're starting to develop and build all of that into Uptake, where you can run, where brands can come in or agencies can come in and run these creator contests within our application or within our software. And and yeah, just I mean, it's friendly competition, right? It's enticing competition for the creator, and
Right.
it just cultivates more of like that one-to-one relationship with them. And so I think that's one of the really exciting things that we're doing in that space. We also are I don't know if I can I think we can say I think it's public now. We have this app called Social One as well. Basically like a sister to Uptick, and it's creators can sign up to this app and look at all the trending videos on TikTok, and the future of that would be to implement, like products that that our brands that use Uptick are using can also
Hmm.
be on this social one place, and creators can find these brands. So basically, we're trying to build something that caters more to the creator, aside from what
Right.
we do at Uptick that caters more to the agency and the brand, and then trying to fuse this together because again, we believe that the creator is the engine to TikTok Shop.
Right. And it's very interesting, like you said, when we talk about where TikTok and where social commerce is going, of these creators getting more and more personal with the brands and the becoming more of it being a more of a closer relationship. I wonder if that will also translate then to because I know a lot of these guys, a lot of these affiliates, and a lot of these influencers, I'm guessing are micro where they're not, they don't have millions of followers, but they've more got like a niche of 20,000 or a niche of even 10,000 followers that like and trust their opinion on whatever type of product that they're specialized in, that their niche is in. So I wonder if that'll be even more, not emotional, but that'll be even more intimate as well. With the relationships kind of growing closer together. Um, it's it's fascinating again watching TikTok change and watching it evolve, and seeing this become a job. I always said that I always see these things as like I was too young to explore the U.S. when it was first being founded, but I'm too old now to be a TikTok influencer. I guess maybe not. I don't
That's
know.
not true. You're not too old
Um,
to be a TikTok influencer.
there are. I mean, if this AI thing told me that there are, people my age doing this, then I would say I'm sure there are. I have
Have you
no doubt that
seen
there
there's
are
so
influencers
many
out there that do
moms,
it. So
suburban moms
yeah.
in the Midwest are like the best TikTok creators. Like they are
That's
crushing
where
it
I'm at in
because
the
it's
Midwest, so
relatable.
I could do it.
It's relatable,
Right.
right? As long as you have
They're real
they're
people.
real people. As long
Yeah.
as you have something that you can promote and that's relatable and that's true to you, right? Don't just promote a product that doesn't make any sense. But if it's people will follow.
The big this is a shout out. This is a call for let's do it. Let's call for a partnership. I would love to be a Croc influencer. I've only got like I only own like 3 pairs at a time because I wear them every day, so they get worn down very quickly. But I would love to be a Croc influencer and just video review Croc. So shout out to Croc if you want to sponsor me, or the podcast or both. Would love it. I
Sponsored
think
by
that would be
Crocs.
good. Right, could you have right at the bottom? I'll do a little ad like, "Oh, are you looking for a new shoe that is much better than flip-flops and is much more durable and accessible than something else? Go for Croc." Don't sue me if that's a problem. But that's not a paid advertisement. But anyway, I would think that would be fun. I think that would be a fun influencer gig. Would be to influence Crocs, to try on new pairs. I mean, I buy a few every year because again I wear them down so much and I just they're so convenient. I could talk about Crocs all day. That's another podcast episode. But I do again we kind of answered this last question already, but uh is there anything else that we should be looking forward to from Uptick? What's on the horizon, and what can we expect from Uptick moving forward?
I think what I'm looking, as head of partnerships, I'm looking to bring on more strategic partnerships, right? I want to bring on more partners that are
Mm,
doing complementary things in this space and be able to partner with them in one way or another, whether that's webinars or whether that's integrated things with our software, whatever the case may be. I think that's
mhm.
where I want Uptick to be, and I know our founder Sebastian. Shout out to Sebastian as well, Sebastian Nelson. I don't know if you've met him before. Um,
I'm not.
yeah,
I would like to.
he's our founder. Yeah, maybe you can have him on next.
I'll
Uh,
say we'll have another episode with you and him on. We'll do a joint collaboration here for our next episode.
Absolutely, that'd be great.
Perfect.
And I think the vision that we have is we want to be the all-encompassing TikTok shop tool. So we want somebody to come into Uptick, whether it's us offering the service or one of our partners. We want to have it all in one place and make it easy
Mhm.
for an agency or for a brand to cold start, to stay on TikTok Shop, and to be successful on TikTok Shop, which again is the hard part. And we make that easy. So that's what I believe is the future for Uptick in the next couple months.
Love it. Love it. Well, Brian, I want to thank you for coming on and talking to us about the future of Uptick, the future of so, social commerce is a term I like. The creator economy, which is a great line. I think we're going to use that one. Um, and just about TikTok in general, and definitely about Uptick. So, any final thoughts for our guests, our couple of guests out there that are maybe still somehow on the fence about using Uptick or getting into TikTok Shop? Any final advice for them or any final thoughts on just where the world is headed?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, don't be scared. I think at the end of the day, TikTok Shop is a discovery platform. So even if the sales aren't coming directly from it, you will see that halo effect come to Amazon and come to these other, to your Shopify, to the other platforms. For now, right? Until there's a way to measure that direct correlation. Um, but I think that there's still so much. It's a green space. I mean, it's Amazon year 3, right? I think it's untapped. There's a lot of potential. I think we'll see a lot
Right.
of brands continue to prevail, both small and big. I think it's a place for both because the 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 tricky and scary part about TikTok is that algorithm is just too good. It knows what you want. It knows what the customer wants to see. So if you're a customer that likes, you know, gadgets, like you were saying earlier, maybe if you're a customer that needs a washer and dryer, it might be able to tell you to get a washer and it might entice you. It might.
Could
And
yeah, you could find like a Maytag or I don't know any other washing brands, washing machine brands, but
yeah.
either way, yeah,
Either
right.
way, it's scary, but I think you have to lean into these new things. Brian, you can reach out to me, reach out to our founder Sebastian, reach out to Velocity. I think a lot of us in the space are happy to consult, even if you're not gonna, use Uptick. Maybe you just need to talk TikTok shop and
Yeah.
how they can even get started. Happy to have those conversations. I think we need more, people who or thought leaders or just people who understand the space, because it is a complicated space and it's ever evolving. So yeah, on a personal note, I'll just try to stay ahead or try to stay on what's the latest news coming out and how I can make it easier for brands and agencies of all sizes to succeed.
Yes, love it. That's what we do here as well. So, yes, I will have Brian's LinkedIn in the description down below. Make sure to connect with him, as well as UpTik's website, uptick.io. I typed in uptick.com quite a bit and was like, why can't I find this website? It's .io. And also, of course, make sure you like and subscribe, stay up to date on all things e-commerce from the Velocity Sellers podcast. Brian, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate you coming on to talk to us. And again, we'll have to have you back on with Sebastian. We'll have to have a group session here, a group episode.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you, Pete, for
Talk
having
about
me
the
as well.
founding. Yeah, of course. Thank you all for watching. I am your host, Velocity Pete, and we will see you next week.